Hello, and welcome to what will be our level 14 episode of Fellowship of the Forge. Sitting here looking down on the Lord's March Plaza, the flags fluttering in the breeze, and our fellowship
Mm.
is trucking along quite nicely. We're not really pushing the envelope, we're sticking with Reaper 2. We are taking some spiky damage because neither of us has prodigious defences, but our really strong heal, which will be supplemented on reaching level 15 by the bear also having reconstruct, it's really paying big dividends for us. We tested ourselves a little bit against the big dragon in the Myadin kobolds at the end, and we did rather nicely. We just sat the bear on the dragon. I was making it electric vulnerable, so her imbues were hitting quite hard, I hope. And I was just throwing in my two lightning bolts against it, not the big attacks, which would have been a total waste of mana. And in between times, I was healing. I was just doing that moderate damage for the most part was enough, and with the low spell point cost, it was always going to die before we ran out of mana. So even on Echoes of Power, I could have kept on healing her with that one. So yeah, quite pleased with the way that went. I don't think I will be doing anything on the gear side until Shan at 15, will I? Speaking of which, the bear has been unusually organised for somebody whose inventory used to be much worse than mine, to the extent that her guild leader in the old curiosity shop was moved to reorganise everything in her absence one time, and now she's kind of born again organised, and you'd be proud, Brian. She has everything by
Place
expansion.
the funds.
It's
Mm-hmm.
it's by expansion, isn't it? So Feywild and Shan and all the rest of it, and
Mm-hmm.
therefore she was able to find some really nice items for 15, which we will cover when we get there, including a nice new repeating crossbow. Did you find another rune arm by any chance to use in all that?
Oh no,
No, well we
Runam,
might
not
find there
anytime
are
soon.
at least two to find in Shan, Shan and the Cogs. So if we don't find one before, we could
Mm-hmm.
potentially find one
It's
there.
because I never thought I would play this class.
Yeah,
So I every time I found a rune arm or a docent, I was used to just throw it,
I
as a
completely
figure.
agree with that because for most of us mere mortals who have limited storage space, it would be suicide to try to keep everything, on the off chance that maybe one day we might do something with it. I couldn't possibly do that myself, so I totally get where you're coming from on that score.
Yeah. So let's
Spells wise, then, what have we added at 14 spells wise? I'm sort of preparing for switching back to fire, which might happen at 18 or might happen at 20, depending on how things are going. So I've got the delayed blast fireball there. The second part of it was obviously the meteor swarm, but for the moment I'm quite happy in electric. Sometimes when mana is a bit short, I just go along, draw the attention of all the opponents, keep my displacement up, hit them with the electric loop to stun most of them, follow up with the chain lightning and let the bear mop up everything else. And that's working quite well because even the stuff I don't kill, it turns round usually and comes after me, which Annie coming behind can just smash them then. She'll probably be loving that because it'll be meaning she's winning the so-called competition for the kills. Uh,
mm-hmm.
Anything spells wise? Anything new on your side?
No, just pure critical ones, nothing important on my side.
So
Mm-mm.
you've taken the odd cure spell. I'm noticing. Well, obviously as a sorcerer, I have nothing of that, do I? You've taken the odd fleshy healing thing on the off chance that we have one or two of the bear party fleshies with us sometime during the leveling process. So that's good to have. Okay. So for this one, we thought we would try and take you through level 12 chain parallel for the planar eyes here in the Lord's March Plaza. It's a relatively new chain for those of you who've not seen it before. Two of these quests I kind of did from the start when the chain came out. The other two, the Beautiful Nightmares, which is kind of like Mirror with the Mirror in Wayloon with the two instances, takes a bit of getting into. And the Whodunit one, big thanks to Crowfeeder for showing me around that particular one time, and that's encouraged me to add it to my list of ones that I can do. I can see the bears champing at the bit, so better get going. With plenty of traps in here for you to have a go at. In fact, oh no, you can't go on because the path is blocked.
The cavern shrine door rolls open.
You'll have a trap almost immediately there, which I'm guessing you're already doing. Nice one. Loads of people in here. Oh, hello.
A resonant hum fills the ruins as the first rune.
Another trap coming. And then there's people immediately around the corner to the left.
That's it. Ooh, 360.
You could boost here perhaps against this mini boss.
Smoke and ash fill
I'll
the
make
air
him
as
vulnerable
the
to
fuel
electric.
manifests into the chamber.
Nice.
He gives a final roar of rage, then vanishes in a shower of ash. The second rune activates. There's a massive rush of air.
Okay, we've
through
got a
the
group
shrine,
immediately round this corner.
sudden silence.
And another group round the next. Whoa, 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 whoa. Another group round the next corner. Well, they didn't get stunned at all, did they? I wonder if they're immune to the electric loop, or if my DC just isn't cutting it.
Waves of intense heat billow out from the chamber ahead. A group of cultists blocks the passage leading into the deeper caverns.
I'm still trying to lead with the electric loop and follow up with the lightning, chain lightning. Seems to be working quite well.
Makes up the floor collapses. Lightning crackles, and you're hit by searing heat, piercing cold at the same time. These caves
Those things are no picnic.
No, you're
As the mom
right.
said.
best watch your step.
And now that's a native English speaking phrase if ever I heard one.
You feel everything slowly shift around you.
So you see there I'm healing the bear for 850, so it's a one-click heal to max, which is lovely.
seems to echo from everywhere at once. The eye is a doorway into Kithri itself, the voice croaks. Did you think
Okay.
so great a prize would be easily won?
So don't forget all your
Proud
boosts.
children,
Let's
time
make
to
him vulnerable
feast.
and hammer him, Annie.
With the death of the great Slav, the magic barrier sealing the Eye of Kithri vanishes.
Lovely stuff.
You're leading the kills.
You can feel
Ask
the
me if I'm
rumble of
bothered.
uncontrolled chaos within the Eye of Kithri
Yeah.
as you put it into your pack. Better get the unstable artifact into the hands of Moorgrave University researchers as soon as possible.
Ay.
Could be right. I think the only time I ever look at that page is to see if we've had a bonus for the traps or some kind of objective or something like that, because it happens to be on the same page. Otherwise, to me, the quest is either a win or a loss, and that's it, really. Actually, it could be argued that if somebody goes out with the intent of leading the kills, as you put it, it might even be counterproductive to the rest of the team trying to complete the quest in certain situations.
Indeed.
But anyway, I'm happy, as said previously, to be a part of this competition that I wasn't aware I was participating in.
Yes. Just like when you are competing with the cars in your
See a
own
group of
head,
people
you know,
engaged
like
in
I
a
need to
shouting
get to the
match.
corner
Crawling
before that
Wicks is
house,
trying
or
to
I
placate
don't know
them,
what.
but it's not looking good.
I need to get to the corner
I believe
before.
that,
You
yeah,
land
like
at the levitating
lots of
stone,
people have
known
some
as the
silly
Eye of
competitions
Seradia,
inside the known
the
mines.
artifact
I
you were
happen
sent
to
to
know
find.
that's not only me.
Was
I was
stolen
thinking,
last night.
well, because I saw
Crawling Wicks,
another
your
day a
employer,
post that
suspects
lots
that
of
this is an
people do this
inside
kind of
job. It's
competitions.
up to
Like
you to find the
you are
missing
walking
artifact
down a
and
street
figure out
and
who's done it.
you see a bus or a car passing down, and
Right.
some people think to themselves, "Oh, I will get to the corner before that car or before that bus." And you know, it's like a
Well,
competition. The
in your
others could
case,
not
it was
know.
because you would be late for work if you didn't beat the bus and beg the driver to get you on. Yes. So in that case, I can totally understand that. It was out of necessity.
No, it's not out of necessity.
Yes, it was, because
I'm
you would have been
meaning
late for work.
yes, but I'm meaning on an occasion. You are not going to take the bus, but you want to, or the car, you know, don't need to be a bus. Can be a
Yeah.
car or a bike. But you think with yourself, oh, I will get there before that car. Like
I can
just
understand to a degree. As you know, I used to ride the bike a lot to get to some of my gardening and dog walking appointments. And these are going to
mm,
come to life, by the way. And on occasion, I would sort of sense a car behind me. And especially if it was a bit of a dangerous bend and I didn't want them passing me on that bend, I would speed up a bit to try to hold them behind me until we got to the next bit of straight road, which was a bit silly, but it kind of tallies with the story you're telling. Or as a youngster, I would try to follow the cars down from Castle Hill, which you know about, in a little
mm,
tower on a hill in my area. And I would
mm.
try as hard as my little legs would go to follow the back of the car all the way down to the bottom of the hill.
The conversation with a workers' union member
I think there's
casts
another
doubt
person
on Bernadette's
here.
interest in helping the workers.
Can we see anything else?
The
Anything
workers'
else flickering
testimony
evidence? There's
reveals
one
that
over
only
there, look.
Dennis, the foreman, knew how to disable the security mechanisms around the Eye of
Anything
Seradia.
else up here on the top
The
at
veteran's
all
diary
before we go
describes
down?
Dennis Derpinshire as a compassionate and tireless volunteer who can
Oh
do
yes,
no
ledger.
wrong and whose
Whoa,
every
can
word
you get that
counted
ledger
against
up
the
there, Annie, or
congregation
shall I?
a little too much.
I can.
Good stuff.
Oh
Dennis
no,
Yeah,
has
I
a
no,
can't.
lot of
you
friends.
can't. You fell just like, you know,
Oh,
He's just mentioned Dennis Derpenter. I think that
This
that
ledger shows that Dennis
describes
has
us
been spending
perfectly,
funds
doesn't it?
from the
Derp, derp,
construction
derp,
project.
derp.
Instead of tools, he's been buying
Now, is
armor
there
Ay,
and
anybody
ay.
weapons
in this
too.
area that we can
Whoever they
speak
are.
to?
Why does he
Funny
need
that
an
before that
army?
happened,
It may be a good
an
time to question
expression, a
Dennis.
famous expression
Perhaps
just
he lets
occurred
slip
in my
something
mind. That is the blind
incriminating.
leading the blind.
You've used that once recently in this series, so it's one of your favourites of late, I think.
Yes, it's one of my
Oh, we
favorites.
can accuse Dennis. Let's go back up.
Is one of my favorite expressions. What is your favorite expression in English?
Favourite expression in English? Hmm.
Mhm.
There's something that would bear some consideration.
Hmm.
I suppose
Bear.
in DDO, yeah, no pun intended. In DDO, it might be help the bear.
No, no. I mean, not your expressions. I mean, uh, famous
Oh, the famous
expressions.
expression. Well, I don't know what is my favourite, but I can remember one time as youngsters in a class, we were doing calligraphy, and we
Hmm.
had to come up with a phrase that we would then present on a calligraphy paper, all done up nicely. And the phrase
Hmm.
I came for, I'll be honest, it was my father who gave it to me because I was panicking. I didn't have a phrase ready with the boost. And the phrase
Mhm.
he
Dennis
came up
delivered
with
command of the
was
raiding
time
party.
and tide,
Not drawn
wait
back.
for no man.
Time and tide, wait
Then
for
Wait
follows the
no
for no
man.
man.
A tiefling appears out of nowhere
Hmm.
and
Whether
conjures
that's a
magical
famous
portal,
phrase or not,
which the
I
pair
don't know.
use to make their escape.
I'm trying to understand what it means. What it
Well,
means? Like
time,
the time.
obviously you understand. Tide is the
Okay.
with the connected to the sea, the tide coming in. You understand the thing that makes the waves, and the
Ah,
we talk about the tide coming in or going out when when the sea is very near the top of the seashore. We say the tide is in.
ah,
Or if the sea
I
is way
see.
away in the distance, back down the beach, we say the tide's gone out. Or
I
you can
see.
talk about
So it
high
would
tide
mean,
or low
Finds the
tide.
gem and unravels from the eye of Sirania. A portal
mm,
So it's
blasts
talking
open
about
to take
the
so
you
movements
from
of
a
the
bright
sea.
place.
I see,
Or
I
maybe
see.
the moral there is that you better keep an eye on it because you could get trapped if.
Is finished the quest?
Yes, it's done. We just have to wait for the chest. Or you don't have to, but I'm assuming you'll want
Ah,
to.
no, 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 no. I won't, I won't, I won't.
There are some nice caster
Mm,
sticks available in this chain,
Three angels
particularly.
offer you a
I like
reward
it.
for returning the Eye of Sirania to them.
Although not for
They
me.
insist that taking it away from Eberron is for the best, for all worlds.
And we did all right out of that. I've been known to blunder around, but yes, thanks to Crowfeeder for the guided tour I had a while back. I think I've done a lot better since then. He has kind of a systematic way of going through most of the possible places where there could be evidence, and so not taking hours doing that quest like I used to do.
Yum, 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 yum.
And what comes after Miam Miam? Full belly?
No, I'm thinking on food actually.
Ah, the food is never far from your mind, is it, madam? Let's face it.
Not for long.
And it's very close to Saturday when you did tell us previously that you are going to be visiting an all-you-can-eat restauranci.
The Eye of Irian
I can't
is
wait.
reported
I
to
can
be
see that
somewhere
place
within its
closing the
network
day
of
after the
twisted
bear
rope
visits.
canyons. Now,
Oh,
Hmm.
the hunt for the artifact truly begins.
I think they will beg for me to not come back.
you never know. If you bring friends, you might be
Please.
welcome.
Something glinting in the back corner of the cavern
Yeah.
catches your eye.
If you bring enough friends. they might even ask you back again.
Uh,
You found the first crest. No doubt more searching will turn up the others. The sunlight here
Oh yes, went for a double and got it. Love it. Now, can I see where the second crest is hiding? I don't think I can. It might be down at the bottom, in fact.
The sand
Let's go and have a
turns
quick
beneath your
look.
feet as several scorpions burst to the surface.
No, not down here. So where is it?
The rocky outcroppings here.
Well,
appear
let
to
the
be
bear
sturdy
shamelessly
and
ramp up the kill count.
we
Okay, now where
need a competition.
where is this crest? There we go, got it. So that's 2.
No, even killing the scorpions, you are still. Yeah.
I'll just hold the things then. Just
Yeah, you could use a scroll on your hands, maybe.
Hey, you've already tried that, and you were still beating me with the scroll. So I don't know what else I can do. I realize what that might have been, by the way. Your rune arm cannon probably killed something.
Um,
The surface of the underground
Colour spray,
pool
go.
begins to ripple as you approach. Then the pool churns as an elemental flows up and attacks.
Yeah, between the
Aye,
colour
aye.
spray and the old
elemental dissipates,
electric
and the
loop, which
magical
I'd never
barrier
used
protecting
before,
the pool
I think we're in a
fades.
pretty good place here. And for things not exactly together, the lightning chain and the loop are pretty good, aren't they? Because they just chain them all together. Right, we still have one to find, don't we? So I think we're going to have to go to the end and find it and then come back.
A terrified scream echoes through the canyons.
Bouch.
So the went for the double. Yes, I think I got it. Nice. The thing should be down at the bottom here somewhere. There's a little optional thing here.
You notice the motionless form of an elf crumpled upon the rocks below.
Can we...
What? And then
What happened?
he asked. No, he asked it.
Oh,
The
he
guy
asked.
said,
Ah,
"What?"
right.
No.
Okay. I was wondering because that is one of your favourite phrases. Okay, let's door back out of here.
And that's why
Talking of
I was
favourite
repeating.
phrases, what happened is
What
definitely among
happened?
your favourites.
Aye. Yes. This is being a disaster.
Yeah, that's another one. And slight overreactions and/or drama are also within your repertoire, are they not? Although you could use one of my favourite phrases back at me there, which would be "It takes one to know one."
It takes one to know one is one of your favorites, for sure. No, forget that one of your parents, of your dad. Take one to know one is your favorite.
Okay.
You use it at least 30 times a day. And also that the other one. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, which is one that I disagree because what's good for me is bad for you normally.
Okay.
I don't like what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Duly noted. In
But
other words, you have double standards, right?
double standards. Yes, that's the word I was trying
As you
to find.
step inside the temple,
Every woman
you
has
notice
double
that the floor
standards.
is totally free of
Mm.
the sand
I
and
would
dust
say.
of the desert.
Oh, these are immune to
Yes.
electric, so the best I can do is maybe blind them
Something is caring for this place.
and heal you, of course.
You are being a big help.
You hear
Ah,
the sound
yes
of
and
heavy
no, but
footfalls
I don't think that
echoing down
your
the
yes
tiled
and no is an
halls.
expression. It's just something you like to say because you like to be ambiguous
I like to kind of weigh
and
up
no.
both sides and appreciate that there might be another side to an argument, perhaps. Yes.
Like blah 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 blah. You give any opinion, and then your answer yes and no.
My word. Come and play DDO, she said. Character
Huh?
assassination time.
What? That is you. That is you. Feels like the bear is a beast.
The
That's the
bear is a
normal.
beast, that's one way of putting it, yes.
For many
So don't
young
I'm
forget your
laughing.
warriors,
defenses,
this
force
strength relied
field,
upon
hood of
secrecy
unrest
to
if you've
protect
got
the
it.
eye.
It's gonna obviously
That
pay attention to
Okay.
you,
depends
so I'm
healing
healing you.
past. Very
All
well.
right. I
Who would
think
be
I'm
the
ready.
one to bear it to safety
Unleash
and
the
prove your
beast.
worth?
Go on then, you start.
The day
Okay, good
pulls back
stuff.
with a
Very
nod.
quick.
You are indeed worthy. This charge
Was
is now
quicker than I
yours to
thought.
bear.
Me too.
Do not
I'm
let
really
it
liking
fall
this
to
warlock.
darkness. We
Oh
will be
dear.
watching. You wonder about the Davis parting words
Now
as
I
you place
am
the eye of
kind of
beauty in
making
your
it.
pack.
I just
I
was
know.
pretty honest when I said that
For anybody
on the
who
first
didn't
attempt.
know, she confused Warforged and Warlock initially. You'll be learning, by the way, if not already, that the Warforged tree has a lot of nice things to offer your build. You
Hmm.
have fortification, tactic DCs, ranged power, spell power, all sorts of nice things in there.
Mm. Talking about it, I already built the tactic deceased, the 3 points.
Nice one. So your two AoE attacks, as I'm sure you knew already, both uh, are subject to tactic DCs for the effects to work, the knockdown and the fortification stripping.
Mm. Ah, I don't like this quest.
I think a lot of
Stinks.
people don't until you sort of get a hang for the way through it. And then it's reasonably simple, not that bad. I think the one I had the most trouble with was the whodunit one. As mentioned, I think without help on that one, I would probably have just left
A
it to
slight
one
fog in
side.
the corners of
This
your
one I
vision.
managed to... I found this one
Lighting a
easier than the
candle.
mirror
Oh,
to
right.
get used to.
Ah, yeah.
Remembered to
It's
hone
kind of
the
like
use
the
of
mirror,
Planar
right?
to
It
find
is, in
Those
that there's
quests
two
you need to
instances,
be.
but I think it's a bit
Warlock.
more
Yeah.
straightforward than mirror.
A monk calls to you
But
from
it's the
across the
same
Yeah.
thing,
chapel.
just remember the path
Hail,
through.
pilgrim. What brings you
And you
to
need to be
our humble
swapping
temple?
between one and
Have
another.
you
Yeah.
let a pattern of glowing stones
It's
purge the
because I
floor
get
of this
lost. That's
chamber?
why I don't like.
These stones reflect
Hang
all
on.
But
the
it's not
You
hidden
you
very
do, you
secrets.
don't
difficult.
need two
You
instances
must
to
learn
get
to
lost,
keep that
madam.
aside
That
as it
happens quite
lies
easily
Yeah,
on
it's
its
not.
until
It's
own.
you
not very
first feel a
difficult for
sense of
me to get
calm and
lost.
relief.
I
Any
was
any
going to say.
chest
Relief
in the path,
quickly turns to
lost bear.
dread as you
Tell
notice that
tell
something
tell
is
the
Yeah.
people the story of the
You
bear and the
steel your
D-door and the
mind as you
chest.
plunged into
Tell them.
darkness.
People need to know this story. The blatant lying, the deceit, the
So
little
as
voice
I
in the
think,
background.
You realize with a jolt that you must have been asleep this entire time.
I
Mother
think
Ashira has
it
vanished.
happened a
Oh,
little thing.
you're awake.
A
Your little
little
door.
thing.
I had hoped my hypnosis would
Your
have a
door
lasting
was
effect.
not holding for the time
I
I
suppose I
needed.
shouldn't be
That was the
surprised.
problem. And
Ah,
then you was
She
so,
asked,
says high
yes,
initial
yes.
propulsion was
So you
Then he
think
was asking what happened.
I suppose you will
you think the developers should reprogram the length of the DDO to accommodate your yearning for treasure?
I am what
Yeah.
you seek. I
So
am the
yeah, you
Are
made
you
the
going
D
to tell
door.
them what really happened?
the magic I
You
have
made the D
used to
door, and I
lure
was
these
I was
mortals to
grabbing my
sleep
my
has
chest,
kept
and
me
the chest
fed for all
was.
You're not
these
really painting the
years.
picture. You've got to learn to
You
paint a
managed to
picture for
defeat
people.
them?
So,
Exciting.
as I recall,
Well then,
we were in a bit of a
come find
situation,
me
weren't
if you
we?
must.
I can do
If you're
Invisia to
able
make it a bit
reach the
easier.
Twilight Chapel, you might
We
be
were
able
in a
to
bit of a
save the monks.
situation. We
Or
had
you might
achieved
sink into
all the
eternal
objectives
sleep.
in that area, hadn't we? And I threw down a D-door to get us out of it and back to the start. And to my surprise, I was the only one back at the start. And there was a bit of a silence, wasn't there, initially on the other end? And I said, "Oh, what happened?" And she said, "Oh, the door just disappeared. It disappeared.
That's what happened, right?
Didn't
The door had disappeared.
didn't give enough time." And I thought, that's strange. That
Yes.
door of mine, it lasts for ages. I know there are some that disappear quicker than others because we all use a door in the Reach for the Sky quest, for instance, don't we, to make that quicker, to miss out the middle bit. But I found that certain doors seem to stay for longer than others. But I was thinking, this is it was a traditional one, like this Sorcerer's one, and I know those last for a long time. I think it can't have just disappeared. What's happened there? And she waits for about 3 quests time.
No, it wasn't
It
requests. It
was.
was in the same
Oh,
quest. No.
creative license, creative license. She
You
waits for
you
about
are
3 quests
being.
time, and all the while there's this
Ah.
conversation going on in the background. And it's, well, I just don't know what happened. What happened with that door? And this little voice came out of the corner of my headset. Well, there might have been a chest, she says. And I'm thinking, because bears and chests, it's well known. She will always stop for a chest.
So you might. Okay, at that point, I made a very sweet and gentle and very low voice, like it might have been a chest.
Yes. After having blatantly lied. There is a little secret room somewhere in one of these with some traps to disable for a bonus. Now, Collywobbles would be able to tell us where it is, but I can't for the life of me remember.
Holly wobble.
Christmas baubles. The Papa Joff is spewing and the platinums are crewing.
Whee!
Is it in here by any chance? No, I don't think so.
That's how I feel on the Sunday night when I remember that the other day is Monday. Return to reality.
Oh dear.
No bueno.
Not that bad, surely. I think that's probably how your university professor feels as well, thinking, oh God, I've got to face her again. You can just see it now. You must face the bear again, my son, and then a professor will you be. Is it in here, the secret door? I'm sure there was a... No, it's not there. Okay, I think I need to go straight in here. You stay there for a minute, Annie.
1 minute. Okay.
Is that...
59.
Oh no, don't be doing that. What, a minute before you cause a disaster.
Aye.
And in my experience, bears are quite capable of such. Okay, so now we go. So if you want to just go into the main room and sit by the door with the 2 crests, please try not to fall down. It would be a disaster. Of course, now I've said that, I'm going to
Yeah.
end up on the floor. It's just written in the stars,
Is that
isn't it?
At least I say disaster, not tragedy. I think that tragedy is worse than disaster, no?
You see? Well, we could. People would probably be interested to know. Ah, my God! Here we go. Now I have no idea how to get back. You know how to get back, but I
Oh
haven't got a clue.
my God.
People would be interested to know how you measure a disaster.
A disaster is like if you don't find the keys, it's a disaster.
That's it. So when you lost the keys for work,
If
it was a
you let
disaster.
me see, if you let your plate to fall, it's a disaster. If you lose the bus, it's a disaster. What else is a disaster?
What's going on here? I'm trying to go through this door. I guess it's not that way. Yeah, I've got completely lost. If you were able to... this is a good example, actually. Something not going to plan, and now I'm completely out of sync with the progress of the quest, and I have no idea how to get back to where I'm supposed to be.
So you need to climb that place.
That's it, isn't it? It's that
right, in the wall
on the side, and then I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but finding that is going to be a challenge and a half, I'll tell you. Where am I supposed to go here? Am I supposed to... Can I even get through there? Am I supposed to be in here? Ah! Yes. Okay.
To buy something and then you realize you bought something that you could buy for cheaper is a disaster.
Oh, yes. Well, we're talking about the Artificer class that the bear just got at full price and was 75% off in the sale
This
this
is
week.
being a big disaster.
That sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Now I'm up,
Yeah.
but I can't seem to... Am I in the wrong instance or something here? Must be. And the week before I had that, I was reorganising Red's end gear, and I got some jeweler's toolkits at full price, which is 1,000 DDO points, which was a real hurt for someone like me. And the very next day, I think, toolkits on sale, and I was thinking, oh no. I suppose anybody slightly more organised would have bought a little stack of said kits when they were on sale, but that's just not me, is it? I think the gold roll people actually get some of those from the dice roll sometime on occasion, but very rare I have. I think they can come on the silver roll as well, but just very, very rarely.
You found your way to a corridor overlooking the Twilight Chapel. Yet you cannot simply drop down. The route is blocked by a magic barrier.
I have another expression. That's how it's being the thing.
Oh, that's your expression, yes. That's how he's being the things.
So near and yet so far.
If you follow this channel for long enough, Lord help you, you'll come to learn that the bear has a language all of her own. We call it Ursish, as Urso is bear in Portuguese. So a cross between bearish and English.
So this is what
Yeah.
you chose? Very interesting. Let's see how you fare.
I think we
It's
could
very
just say
tempting to
you
be speaking.
adapt the language
Last
to
tile
suit
turns
when
its
it
position.
suits you to do so.
Power flows into the signal
Yeah.
crystal on the wall,
But I
dispelling
will
the
still
barrier
say,
atop the
joking
Twilight Channel.
aside, if I could speak Portuguese like you can speak English, I'd be very happy.
Why you would need to speak Portuguese?
Why I would
Para
need.
pegar bonde?
Sim,
Para pegar bonde?
sim.
Como está o tempo hoje?
Now she's making fun of my most used phrases in Portuguese. I've never known why, but
Drop down into the
the
Twilight
phrase
Channel.
you
Mother
can take a
Assure's
tram
dusty, desiccated
in
corpse
Portuguese seems to
lies
have something
next to the
sexy about
eye
it. So,
of
você
Dalcor.
pode pegar bomji.
Between
Bomji
caves
being
I
And
tram.
we don't even have
to
this kind of transport in here. But you, for
They
a
must have
reason
it
I can't
somewhere
understand.
because I learned it.
when in fact
It was
I
part of
have
a,
no
you
idea
know,
when
how
this
to get a
all
bus to the city centre or
illusion.
something like that, and
And
tram
then
was one
you
of the words in
still
there.
wish
So,
to shake them away?
somewhere in some
Have you
cities
seen
over
how
there,
happy
they
they
must be
are
having.
now? It would be such a shame to rip them
Ay,
away
ay.
from their
And as a good
happiness,
English,
to
you
pull
of
them
course
back
learn
into this
how is
world
the weather
with
today
all
in
its
Portuguese because
Ah,
this
brilliant
would
yes.
be the
gems.
major subject of
If
your
that is
conversation.
truly what would bring you peace, I
Well,
will oblige
Ay,
you.
ay.
the
But if
weather
you
in
believe
England is
these
the
trifling
major
legends in my
icebreaker.
true
If ever you want
strength,
to just find
prepare
a
to
word
be
or two for somebody you've never
disappointed.
met before, it's
You are
just
pushed
talk
back into
about the
the
weather and
dream
straight in.
by a
That
force
could be a
too
3 hour
powerful to
conversation on
resist.
its own.
When you rise, you hear the Eye of Dalcor's chilling voice. One last challenge, Planar. One final time. As the statue crumbles to dust, its twin counterpart springs to life.
Go on, suppressing fire, Annie.
You finally
Yes,
manage
well
to
done.
slay the last illusion the Eye of Dalcor has crafted for you. Then something snaps in your mind,
I'm
and you're
hungry.
jolted awake. As you blink awake, the Eye of
Bears are
Dalcor
always hungry.
sighs. Well,
You'll be
I
That's
pleased
have
to
true.
no
know
more tricks,
we have reached the
despite
end
the
of the
challenges I have thrown
recording.
at you.
For anybody who
You
survived this
understand.
far, apologies
I
for all
suppose
the
my reign over
non-quest
this
related
monastery
waffle.
has come to an end.
And
Drained of power
Combustion.
yet again.
if we
Do you
can,
want the combustion one?
Moment
what's
of
that you
peace.
found?
You have
Scepter of
managed
Oh,
to
fusible
combustion.
escape the
scepter of
spell
combustion.
and
Nice
cure these
find.
monks of their
If
blissful
you don't
state.
want it, I
Yet
will. Yeah, I'll
I
happily
still
take that. I
live,
could perhaps use that from
and
18.
I
It's the
still
equivalent of what I'm
dare to
using now
dream.
for electric.
Now that the
These,
Eye of
thank you.
Dalcor's magic has been
These
disrupted,
Mm.
the monks
items
will
from
slowly
the
begin to rise from their
planarized
long,
chain are
reluctant
awesome.
slumber.
It's a nice illustration of what I was saying before. They're just a one-stop shop caster stick for whatever element you're involved with. And I think they come in all the standard flavours, the cold, acid, blah blah. I think there's one for force as well, and one for light and alignment. So there's one for every build out there. So yeah, happy days. Okay, I think we did rather well there until I cursed it and fell down from the high point in that last one. Other than that, I will happily take that. Thank you very much as always for looking, and we will speak to you next time. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.